Welcome back, everybody, to the St. Louis Cardinals franchise. Our Cardinals have opened the season red hot this year and are 7-2, 9 games into the year. So far, we've shown one of the most potent offenses in baseball, and I'm really impressed with a lot of players on this team. Victor Scott leads us in hits. Brendan Donovan already 15 hits in 8 games for him. And you've got Nolan Gorman leading the way with 5 home runs. Lars Nootbaar not far behind with 4. But so much baseball to go this year. Let's get into the action. And we got Tink Hence making his second start of the season, and he will be one of the focuses of today's episode. We'll simulate the first handful of games, and Hence is able to record a win in this 4-2 victory against the Cubs. We see Hence go 6, only allowing 2, striking out 3. Norris Sullivan, by the way, continues to get into games often. This time he started and did steal the first base of his career. It's a quick 3-4 series win against the Cubs, our first meeting this season. Here was the finale. With us scoring 6 runs late in this game, we win 8-3. Ivan Herrera, Joey Loperfido both go yard. Lars does it again, and Victor Scott records a triple. We'll go past this interleague series as well against the Royals, and we drop the first one. Hence having more issues here in his third start of the season, but our offense comes through and we do get the win. Looks like he pitched out of that jam as well. 6 innings, 1 run allowed. Really good 3-0 start for Tink Hence this year. So apparently I scouted the wrong position group last week. That sounds exactly like something I'd do. Yes, outfield west. We'll see if we found much. I mean, we had 2 discoveries here, 3 shortstops scouted here, so let's just take a look. Robbie Hinson is the best shortstop in the class, and already he is sliding down our board. Shortstop's a bit of a priority this year. It's something I'd like to address, but we might not get much accomplished there without a lot of discovery luck. We also have Sandy Flaherty and some other players, but unless somebody starts to go way up the board, gonna be tough to be excited. Is that like all we got for this week? We did some discovery. Did they just like find no players at all? That's kind of bizarre. I've never seen that happen before, but I do want to discover some shortstops, so hopefully Luca Thurston can help us out with that. We'll get the ball rolling here at third base by scouting some of the central prospects. And right now I'm intrigued with Leslie Fisher. Potential range looks pretty solid right now, and a 4-year college player might have him with a little bit higher overall. I'm not sure if they have Indiana in Central or East in this game. That's one of those tough ones. I don't know, this is kind of a weird start overall to scouting. Like, it felt like in week 1, nothing really happened. But we'll just focus on trying to get prepared for that first round pick, and then we'll worry about the rest later, because we only have 1 pick in the top 90. Finishing off this series in Kansas City. Royals take it, and we lose the series and fall to 11-5. Chris Rotundo is healthy. Good to see. I want to have him hopefully get closer to making the bigs this season. And now we got a Cardinals win against the Angels. But we've dropped the next 2 games and go to 12-7. A lot of cold streaks here in this offense. And not many home runs getting hit today. There is a little regression going on, it looks like, for some players. Nestor Cortez must have had a pretty rough start to already have a 6.05 ERA. And then Jojo Romero's been off to a rough start. We went through kind of a bad outing for him in the last episode, and he's already given up a couple home runs that will skew the ERA numbers this early in the season. The Reds are out in front right now, 14-5. The standings look a lot different this year. Well, let's pick it up with one of our top performers early in the year, Tink Hence. And I don't know if I want to wear these City Connect uniforms. We've been wearing those lately. We can probably do better. We're going to make some changes here with all these cold streaks. We'll have Mason Wynn get the start today. Let's get Norris Sullivan into the starting lineup as well. Give Lane Thomas the day off. Rangers and the Cardinals here in this one. Tink Hent's off to a strong start, hoping to see him become a fixture in the rotation now and stay here for the long haul. Strikeout numbers are a little bit low through his first few starts, but I'm guessing that's something that'll come with time. A lot of these pitchers aren't really prepared to be dominant strikeout throwers when they get to the majors, I've found in these series. It's one of those things that you have to develop. That was a nice pitch. It turns foul in front of Nolan. Leadoff man is Evan Carter, hitting .369. That fastball is upstairs. And missing low and away with the changeup. Down in the count, 3-1. Back to the slider. Not this time. A leadoff walk. Just off the outside corner, and early troubles finding the zone for Tink Hent. 3-0 on Nathaniel Lowe. Just trying to throw a strike down the middle. It grazes the outer edge. Now can you ground one for us? No, it is ball 4, and a concerning start is upon us. Corey Seager is next. That is upstairs. Is it too early for a mound visit? Because I don't think so. 9 balls to 2 strikes. Not all these pitches have been bad. That's into the screen. 2-2. He got him to chase it. And now a fly ball. It's put in play for Lars Nootbaar. 1 away. It's a rough inning, but if we can get out of here, we can try to put the pieces back together in the second. Adolis Garcia, Marcus Semien, really good lineup here for Texas. Not sure where Wyatt Langford's at. Does he go? Yes, on the changeup. Don't want another 2-0 count. Yeah, he's just not commanding pitches very well here in the first. He's confident, though. 1-2. Checked his swing. There is strike 3. Big time for a strikeout. 96 down the middle. I wanted that one top edge, and he threw it, challenging him right over the heart of the plate. So now just Marcus Semien. Can we get out of here without allowing a run? That'd be a huge first inning win. Jam foul. Got some pitches to work with now. 0-2. And in there for strike 3. Hardly his sharpest inning, but out of trouble is Tink Hent. Meanwhile, we're up against Tyler Mahle, whose numbers are pretty solid through 3 starts. Not a lot of runs allowed. And here we step in with Brendan Donovan. 344 average. Could he have another batting title contending season? Fastball clocking in the lower 90s for Mahle. Fly to left center field, little bit late, and 1 away. We're still 4th in the National League in OPS. I think we opened today at number 1. And here is Lars Nootbaar, who is a big contributor to our high OPS. 265 on the year. Outside. Just missed that one. Mahle's given us a couple to hit. Ball 3. Looking to get a man on for Jordan Walker, whose numbers are very solid again. And the 3-2. Fly ball, center field. It's got some hang time, and it will run out of gas right on the warning track. And there is your Gold Glove award-winning Jordan Walker. And a two-hopper to short. For Molly, a 1-2-3 first. Now, how does the second inning go for Tink Hence? That first one, 24 pitches, about 50-50 ball to strike. Thank you for expanding your zone there. Now line to center. Scott trying to track it down. I think there are a few outfielders that might not make that play. Ezekiel Duran. That one hangs up and gets skied to right, where Nootbaar gloves it. Good curveball. Got the swing to go up in the count. 2-2. Inside. And challenging him. A fastball ends the inning. Only a 208 average for Wilson Contreras when the first few months have been his hottest earlier in the series. So he's had some struggles, hitting 208 with 2 homers, 9 RBIs. Might have to move him down in the order. Good fastball from Molly, clipping that inner edge. I'm sorry, it's Tyler Malley, that's right. Got him on the cutter. I think I was a tick early on that. And Tyler Malley picks up the strikeout. Gorman's not having a much better year than Contreras. He has a few more homers, but similarly hitting in the low 200s. Low and away as we go full. I found myself not wanting to swing at very many pitches so far. Got him on the splitter. What a pitch. Nolan, come on now. Got a good one to hit. And that will finish off the second with the offenses not getting much accomplished. He's doing a really good job of throwing it just off the plate. Sometimes it gets called, but it seems they have good discipline on pitches just off. And a weak chopper, Mason Wynn charging and retiring Jonah Heim. Not easy to get strike one today. Every at-bat feels like a come-from-behind battle. But Hence has definitely impressed me with his ability to get these outs when it's clearly not his best day. It's the breaking ball hammered to Donovan, who bobbles and fires to first. Not a bad start for Tink Hence, considering he's only gotten a first pitch strike in 4 at-bats to this point. Now we go bottom 3 with Mason Wynn, whose stock seems to be rising this year. 417, that's limited at bats. Still impressive. Nice cutter from Malley. And there is Norris Sullivan. Here we go. The party has just begun. Sullivan got his first career hit and now has his first career home run. A change to cleats, by the way. These are a significant improvement. Base hit right field. Sullivan with a 106 off the bat single. And I know how bad y'all want to watch him run. Sully at first, and here we go. On his way to second. He's out. What a throw from Jonah Heim. Threw that one perfectly. Catchers are pretty incredible if they can make those kinds of throws and handle being in that crouch stance the entire time. Ground ball, and that should be a single. I wasn't sweating that at all. Jonah Heim's good. But is he throw out Victor Scott good? I wonder if they'll pitch out here. Doesn't happen. Line out, doesn't matter. Top of the fourth, Tink Hentz versus Corey Seager. Deep to right, headed to the wall, and it's past Nootbaar, who plays it on a hop. Seager just able to get in there with 37 speed. It is a double, his 6th of the year. Left that one over the plate, unfortunately. That's down the line, and Garcia's going to get aboard, and here comes Seager, and Texas is on the board first, 1-0. Just a nice piece of hitting there on a curveball that just didn't go where I wanted it to. The last 2 pitches was a slider over the plate and then a curve over the plate. And now that is smothered by Contreras. So the off speed has been getting hit hard while he has least confidence in his fastball. Fly to right, it's going back on Nootbaar. He won't get there in time. Garcia waved around. He will score, and it's 2-0. 3 straight hits for the Rangers. Starting to get some action here in our bullpen. That's going to get out of reach on Arenado. My hope was that we'd get through that first inning and then we'd see more consistency out of Hentz afterwards. But his command has been the same all day. 4th straight hit. Simeon's going to hold the brakes there. I threw it through. And that gives an extra base to Taveras, who has great speed. Should have hit the cut there. A tough one today, and now trying to limit the damage as much as we can. Good pitch to Duran, but not biting. Inside out. That's a 5th straight hit. Firing home is Nootbaar, and they prevent... No, not even that one. He dropped it again. How does Contreras keep dropping the ball? Come on, man. I haven't seen that at all until one of the previous episodes, and now I've seen it twice. It's just not been his day, especially here in the 4th inning. Now we're going to make the move right here with JoJo Romero. He could use a day to try to get some things back on track. Hasn't been as sharp to begin the season. Facing the bottom of this Rangers lineup. He struck him out. Josh Young looks at a slider. Our team ERA has actually not been that great. We're more middle of the pack. I wonder if a lot of that has to do with just what's happening in the bullpen. A couple bad outings for Hunter Harvey, JoJo Romero, because the starters are all doing a pretty fine job. Reaching at that one. And now a grounder gets its way through. Wow, going third. I was expecting him to stop. Underestimating some of the speed here out of Texas. Nasty slider from Romero. And a chopper towards Donovan. And a 4-run inning. Will make things a little more challenging the rest of the way. We had the Braves get hot for 1 inning in that previous episode, and the Rangers do their best to mimic that. And this offense has suddenly become cold. We need them to get it going. A strike to Nootbaar. We have a couple hits, but not much to show for it. 1-1. Base hit Nootbaar. 111 off the bat. In on the hands. Just a little messed up with my timing here lately. And now this one gets skied into right by Contreras. Gorman puts a charge behind one into the opposite gap, but it quickly runs out of fuel, and we're through 4. Another one to the gap. Scott Long run, and even too far for him. The Bats have come alive for the Rangers. Garcia got them their first run back in the 4th, and now has a 3-2 count. Romero misses, but so does Garcia. Strike 3. Getting ahead of Marcus Semien. And he drives one deep to left. Sullivan retreating, can't make the catch. He took a full step in, and that was the step he needed to get to that spot cleanly. He'll make that play in a couple years probably, but today it's going to cost us a run. Not looking like a good day for the Cards. Feel like the pitching hasn't been very sharp at all for even Romero. And the Bats are silent. Bouncer. Win is there. Got him. And Kopech finishes off the inning for us. A couple nice outs. Unless we can start to get some offense going, we might be skipping to the end of this one. That's better timing on the inside pitch. Under it is Arenado. And that's not going far. Fouled back by Victor Scott as we are now bottom 6. Strike 3. Nice day for Tyler Mahle. Why are he and who was it last episode? Michael Wacha giving me so many issues. Fans are still in it, though. They're cheering on Lars Nootbaar down 5. As he belts one deep to center. Long run, but getting there. On top of the slider is Jordan Walker, and Mahle gets the first of the 7th. Seager didn't make the play cleanly. Contreras reaches. And a piece of it. Good splitter. Double play. And Mahle is through 7. He's had really good command of the bottom edge of the zone. He's constantly throwing stuff I don't want to swing at. In that case, just a perfect 2-strike splitter. I'm not going to do anything with it. On some of these pitches, I've debated just like, maybe looking at strike 3 is better than a ball that's likely a double play. Still trying to compete in this game, too. But, yeah, late at 90, things are screwed up right now. Now he's under it. And Mahle is through 8. Victor Scott. Nope, can't get it through. Donovan left center field. That one sounded better. And Donovan will make his way to second with a 1-out double. And it will be no complete game for Tyler Mahle, and they will bring in a lefty, Brock Burke. Left center. Again, just late. Back to second. A shutout for Texas, and our cold streak is getting a little concerning here. Getting shutouts at home. Yeah, not many positives to take away from that one. Pretty ugly performance. So let's go into the very next day then. Player lock with Lars Nootbaar. Usually it's lefties that can help me get back on track. And he's one of our offensive leaders, and we need some offense. So at 12-8, 20 games in, here are the Cardinals again to face the Rangers. We'll pitch with Dylan Cease. Very good start to the year. And we'll face Nathan Eovaldi. And we got a man on already. Here's Newt Barr. That's going the other way. Extra bases for Newt Barr. He'll hit second. Donovan holds at third. And we've got an early threat. We need some early runs. Lars Newt Barr doing his part. Here's the RBI leader because he's got really good table setters in front of him. Jordan Walker. It's to the right side. It will score the first. 18 RBIs now for Jordan Walker, and that brings up Contreras, who I think I'll move down a slot or two. The 0-1. And he is lined out at third. And Gorman's here at the Mendoza line. 200 average and way out in front of that curveball. The 0-2. Yeah, he was ahead of it once again. Cardinals get one. A 2-run homer by Nolan Arenado gives us a 3-0 advantage. Second trip here in the second inning. Weekly to third. And that finishes up the second. Dylan Cease off to a very strong start this season and this game. Currently shutting out Texas. Duran skies it for Newt Barr. Down below, we see the Reds lost today. I'm really curious when our next series is against them. That seems to be one we're going to have to spend some more time on. I feel like we haven't even played the Reds in this series. Out in front of the curve and down 1-2. 3-2, taking the fastball high. Newt Barr also second in the National League in drawing walks this season. Eovaldi's payoff. Skied, and yeah, a tick late there. I don't know what's making me a split second late. I go through these phases all the time. Had avoided it for much of this series so far. At least Dylan Cease is shutting these guys out for now. In comes Newt Barr. That one is no issue. 7 shutout innings for Dylan Cease. Texas has a chance here to get something going. Runners at the corners for Corey Seager. Hitless on the day. Line drive, base hit. Texas on the board. They want third and get there. Replacing the runner. And now that would end the inning after a Garcia strikeout. Bottom of the 8th, and Newt Barr faces reliever Dane Dunning. Backhanded, and Dunning will cover. So a 1-for-4 day at the plate for Newt Barr. And the Cardinals win. We'll take it. Not a pretty win, but great pitching, enough offense, able to bounce back. And we get to scout again today. Hopefully we got some more information. We got 6 third basemen scouted. And for discovery, are we getting anything there? We also have Fred Dodson here at 35%. He is going up our board. He's a third baseman who can play first, a switch hitter. Offense looks really good so far outside of discipline. Has a very strong arm. Definitely a very intriguing prospect. I guess there's nothing to discover in some of these regions if we're just getting nothing. But here are the third basemen. Yeah, Leslie Fisher, he's going way up our board now at 12. So, outside of power against righties, looks like a very complete player. Could be above average at just about every category. So we can get Fisher finished up this week. I'm okay focusing on him. I might try one more week at Discovery here. I'm just confused why we haven't been finding very much. Let's go infielders international with our best scout. One thing I may have to do is look a little bit more into some of these starting pitchers, because if we check out the top 100, there are a lot of pitchers that are kind of in our draft range, like a ton. But I can't necessarily just force like other positions to make sense at round 1 without discovering more players, because there are only a couple second basemen who are already going down the board for us. But I'll have to save a lot of the pitching scouting for our number 1 scout. So I'll give the infield discovery another chance this week, because I'm pretty let down by first round options. We are 2 games behind the hot Cincinnati Reds, who are 8-2 over their last 10. We're not going to have head-to-heads against them for a while, though. Not until mid-June. That's ages away. Trying to bounce back in this Texas series, we do defeat them on Sunday 3-1. Couple good pitching victories there in a row, but only 6 runs in the series. Gorman hitting 179 and Lane Thomas 177. These guys are all going to start hitting behind Nolan Arenado with the only hot streak in the lineup. Tommy Edman hitting 222 right now. I like Scott here at 9 with how good Donovan's on base has been. He's basically that second leadoff and helps set the table for the top of this order. But I think I might give Norris Sullivan a few more starts while Thomas tries to get his season on track, and maybe just platooning against lefties is best for him. We have Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn, Nolan Arenado, a lot of players crushing lefties. But Contreras, Nootbaar, Gorman, those guys really are struggling. Oh, Edman even worse. So I think it makes a lot of sense then to also look at our lefty lineup and make sure Mason Wynn can get some more starts. At the AAA level, we've got some incredible pitching talent, and there's a lot of hot streaks going on here. Dylan Lesko with a 1.52 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 23 innings. We're even getting recommended that Benny Matsumoto move up, but it's tough right now with how many pitchers we have. I guess he could play over Santos, but I kind of like him playing more at the AA level with notable skills that need more time to develop. Hoping the bats start to get going here for St. Louis. We dropped this opener to Miami 5-4. Nestor Cortez, coming off a tough start, does bounce back well in a 5-1 game. 6 1/3, 1 run allowed. That's what we wanted to see. Tink Hintz in his comeback game. He's got a 7-1 win. So just one outing that hasn't gone his way. That's going to happen to anybody. He is now 4-1. We had the highest scoring offense in baseball at the start of this episode, and that has fallen all the way to 8th place. A lot of changes in our lineup now for this game as we are going to take on the Miami Marlins. We got some cold streaks, some bad splits, and some guys that need days off. So we've moved Brendan Donovan to third base, replacing Nolan Arenado. We've got Ivan Herrera behind the dish as Wilson Contreras is hitting under 200 against righties right now. Could use a day off as well. We got Norris Sullivan in the lineup. It's getting a little weird here, but Dylan Cease takes the mound. Hopefully we can go and put together a nice series win. Here is Chester Montano, the Rookie of the Year from last season with the Marlins. I have boosted his potential into the mid-80s. I forget what number I gave him. It was like 83 to 85, though, because his potential was originally a D. Sometimes I like to give the CPU a nice win there when they have a guy win Rookie of the Year or something. So a quick out already. The Rookie of the Year is retired. Dominic Smith with a big swing on that fastball. He struck him out on the slider. And here is Luis Arraez. We're all very familiar with him, with his days in the A's franchise. I'm wondering if one of the reasons why Arraez seems to develop more power is because his potential is so much higher than his overall, and the power is like the one thing that has the most growth potential. Because with the overall formula, as Arraez, off the glove of Gorman, and almost got him. But the overall formula hurts a lot of players like Arraez, who has the elite contact, below average power, below average speed, below average fielding. So the overall formula never likes Arraez. But he's such a good player, the devs are never going to give him like 75 potential. He's not going to make it to third on this. So they're going to give him like B potential. He's going to be a low to mid 70s overall. And it's all in contact. So when he develops, like naturally the easiest thing to go up is going to be his power. Now in this game he seems to be an 82, and I have no idea where he began, but I think the power is definitely a little bit higher, and we are seeing like the slugging is up from previous years. 2024 was up from previous years. So I'm not surprised to see Arraez develop power in these franchises. Jazz Chisholm only hitting .208 and batting 5th. Takes a couple close ones. Got some standings updates down below. Phillies way out in front right now in the East. Cincinnati up a game and a half in a very tight Central. The gap between first and fifth is the same as first and second in the East. Fouled off. I just saw the Dodgers in second place, fighting for a wild card. Full count on Jazz. And popped up. Donovan going out, Sullivan coming in, giving way to the veteran. Actually, that's Lane Thomas I think I have in left today. I have Sully DHing. And we're facing Yuri Perez with a 5.18 ERA. Strikeout rate under 20%. Donovan hitting .313. Perez will clock 100 at times with that fastball. Has a slider, 12-6, and changeup off of it. If I was late on some of those other fastballs from guys like Malley, I got to get things ready for this velo. Line drive, center field. Donovan just loves hitting it to that gap. We're hitting a double there every episode, at least once. Spinning that slider there dangerously. Strike one. And then on the outer part, he's got strike two. Just a piece of that one. Actually hit it pretty well, but fighting off a slider. The count on Newt Barr, 3-2. And pitch 12 from Perez. Got him. Fastball, 98. That brings up Jordan Walker with 20 RBIs on the year, and a fastball is in there again. Got him at 97. Second strikeout for Perez. Not even close. Gorman now connects on the fastball. It's headed out to deep right center. And it just misses. Pitching to Jesus Sanchez here in the second. Cease picks up another strikeout. That fastball may be a bit too far inside. Hit by pitch on Reese McGuire. First round pick 2025. That's who we're facing right now. That's last year in the series. Alberto Rodriguez. With some of these teams, there can be a really quick path to playing time. They've already had Chester Montano go and win Rookie of the Year, hitting .306. With 20 homers and a .884 OPS. Well, now they've got Alberto Rodriguez, a 69 overall. 25 years old, though, so when you're 25, you got to really see what you can do at the show. C strikes him out. Marlins very much in rebuild mode, so it's a matchup that really favors Cease. I want to see us go strike out 10 plus today. Scott in center, retreating a short ways, gets the out. But we got to get guys like Lane Thomas going. The offense is missing a good third of their lineup contributing. Really got to be focused against a guy like Perez, because you don't know where it's going to go, but he's got a fastball that can quickly go by ya. Under it is Thomas. Again, just a tick late. Perez stops this one, but Tommy Edman gets down the first base line and reaches. That's going to bring up Ivan Herrera, who's been good coming off the bench. Today he gets the start. And Herrera belts one to left field. Extra bases out of nowhere. Tommy's flying, gets waved home. Cardinals take the lead. Sometimes the energy comes from the most unlikely source. The backup catcher gets the party started. And he gets the jersey dirty too. I love it. Gave me a meatball there, and we did not miss it. Now we got Victor Scott. Throughout the first few weeks of the year, he's still persisting with a 300-plus average. Extremely impressed. 99 on the corner. I think I'm starting to see it a little bit better. I know that was a too late swing. 1-2 now on Scott. Piece of it. I beg to differ on that one. Strike 3. St. Louis is on the board. Chester Montano has seen 2 pitches in this game. He's 0 for 2. Getting ahead quick of Dominic Smith. Not biting on the fastball. Change up, nasty. Strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Dylan Cease. The bag stopped it? What on earth? Much like in real life baseball, you end up saying, I've never seen that before, a lot. I gotta see that one again. Jordan Walker looks like he's playing this pretty well. Although, if that didn't hit the bag, I don't think he stops it. Weekly hit to left field. Inning over for Dylan Cease. Nootbaar has homered 7 times on the season. Got caught biting on that 12-6. Just off the plate. And he earns a free pass. With the wild card standings right now, we've got the Dodgers, Cardinals, and Pirates all seemingly tied. The Pirates have been one of the most interesting teams in the franchise with their free agent additions that include Pete Alonso and Juan Soto. 2 strikes now on Jordan Walker. Perez has to be due for a wild pitch sometime soon. That's a good pitch. Smothered by McGuire. That was better. That one's better, I know. Very early. I'll take a very early on a fastball. I'm a lot closer. Double play on a good swing. I don't know what to think about that one. Top of the fourth, Jazz Chisholm against Dylan Cease. Pitch 41. And a drive to right field. Back is Nootbaar. Got it against the wall. Just missed it. I saw the arrows there. I thought we were going to have to jump. Thankfully, we got locked into an animation there because I tried. I haven't been throwing this changeup a ton today. I'm liking the other pitches. He goes, though. Line to left. Thomas gets the angle to limit that to a single. Perfect changeup. And I had to set that one up like over here. So he just has a ridiculous changeup. And I looked at like the break. The numbers aren't anything like spectacular there, but it moves. Going. Herrera. Nope. Can't make that play. I'm very confident Contreras gets him out there. But now 2 strikes on Reese McGuire. Fouled off. And now he hits him again. The second time he's hit Reese McGuire. Starting to feel a little personal. 2 on for Miami. And Alberto Rodriguez. And he hammers it down the line, foul. 3-2. Did he go? No! Rodriguez grinds out a walk. And they're loaded up for Gerard Gonzalez. Right where he wanted that one. Hasn't had a strikeout here in a little bit. This wouldn't be a bad time. So there's a lot of speed here, too, for Miami. 59 at third base. We might be able to make it home on the first throw. Should it be a grounder. And now the count's full. Trouble for Cease. We just got to go fastball and trust we can make a play. Donovan not going to get there. Ground ball. Home first. And Walker back to the bag. Out of the inning is Dylan Cease. Got exactly what we were looking for there. Pitch was higher than I wanted to. But a very smooth double play. And now Nolan Gorman. We got to get him going. Only 5 home runs. Not getting on base enough. Way outside. Starting to feel more confident at the plate, that's for sure. I want to see a fastball here. And it's in. 3-1 on Gorman. We'll take the fastball away. Not a pitch I really want. That one did sneak up on me pretty good there. 99 on the hands. I want a burger. Off the wrist of Perez, and Thomas should win the race. Is he all right, though? He knocked it down with his throwing hand. What do we think? Is that one just one you shake off? Rub some dirt on it? What's the dirt supposed to do? So Thomas is aboard. And Sullivan drives one to right. And it is caught in the corner. The crowd didn't get loud enough for me to really think that was going. Runner takes off. Edman towards the seats and out of play. Oh, I haven't had that happen in a while. That means I was really early. All right, 1-0. Trying to make these low-scoring games exciting for y'all. I'm having fun. Y'all know I have fun every time I turn on the show. Montano grounds it. Has had a very quiet day at the plate. Dom Smith to deep right field. Nootbaar back and plays it off the wall. Extra bases for the Fish. Luis Arraez, last time he smoked the first base bag impressively. And now he's in on the hands, jammed. So it's not just me. And Berger jams his way to the third out of the inning. Ivan Herrera has provided some of the most excitement in this game. He hits leading off the fifth. That's a good slider. I like Yuri Perez's game. I think he's a lot of fun. Filthy slider. Wow! Perez had to stop it again. Nearly got him. All right, he's taken 2 off of his throwing hand, I'm pretty sure. 98 off the bat from Victor Scott. That would be, I think, a career high. The pitcher and catcher combination here have got to be hurting. We've hit Perez twice, and we've hit Reese McGuire twice. We're wearing them down. We play baseball like it's a football game. Line drive left field. Base hit Donovan. And Perez is exiting for lefty Ryan Weathers. He'll try to weathers the storm with 2 aboard in the bottom half of the 5th. And Lars Nootbaar. Ooh, geared up for that fastball early. If that was Perez's fastball, it's gone. That one is going out to center. Scott is already set up. And he is running to third. We got to do better than 1 run, right? Jordan Walker is 0 for 2. And still hitless. Just late. Out number 3. We have some action now in the bullpen, but I could see Cease still going perhaps 7 innings today. Jazz almost took him yard in his last at-bat. Now he goes the other way, testing Thomas, who has good range. If there is a pitcher you'd like to see featured next episode, or a prospect you'd like a player lock game for, let me know in the comments section. That circle change drops in outside. 1-2 from Dylan Cease. They're getting the bat on the ball. It's been hard to get strikeouts, actually. The first couple innings showed us that there might be a lot, but credit to the Marlins and their battles today. Hit the other way. Come on. That's a ground rule double. That would have never been a double without that. They've actually done a really good job of hitting the ball to opposite field. How'd that sneak past the tarp or the screen? Reese McGuire. We've already hit him twice. He saw a pitch away. He's like, yes, this is my chance to avoid a hit by pitch. 0-2. He struck him out. No, it's thrown away. Nootbaar going home with it. Marlins tie the game. I didn't see at first that Sanchez had taken off to third. I saw it like mid-throw. And with the overthrow, he easily scores. It is 1 apiece. So now we have to score at least one more. 1-2, and down goes Rodriguez. 6 strikeouts for Dylan Cease in what's turning into likely his last frame. Walker is there to end the 6th inning for Miami. I don't know why this game has been so much fun. I'm having a great time with it. Ryan Weathers, bottom 6, facing Nolan Gorman. No thank you. And 3 straight missing. I'm going to need something very specific to take the bat off the shoulder here. Didn't get it. And now Lane Thomas. Quiet start to his 2nd stint as a Card. And now drives one out to left center. Long run to go retrieve it, but the play is made. Come on, Lane. I had you set up, man. Sully as a righty. All right, this is new. Pulled the string there on the slider. That was nice. Got him. He just reached back for 96. I didn't know he had that. Tommy Edman. Yeah, 96 is at the top of his velo. I know Weathers is someone who typically works the bottom edge, so I really did not expect his best velo up there. Line to left. Down for a hit. Tommy Edman reaches. And that's going to bring up Ivan Herrera. He has a hit. He has an error. Strike 1. Who has the 2nd error for us? Oh, 2. Strike 2. So is it 2 errors because it allowed 2 extra bases? 2 runners got an additional base? And the changeup gets him. Strike 3. I let Ryan Weathers' fastball win that inning. I'm not happy about it. Here comes Jojo Romero. We still got work to do with this high ERA and the high average against righties. Here is a righty, Chester Montano. Strike 1. Change-ups in there. Good start to the at-bats. Got him looking. Now he does have good numbers against lefties. That's why he was the move here. We got Smith and Arise. Grounded at Brendan Donovan. 2 gone. That one was upstairs. Swung through by Arise. With 2 strikes. Line to left field. He is so good. Now got to be careful against Jake Berger. One of the only real sources of power in this lineup. And he busts his bat. Inning over. Ooh, that one can't feel great. Ryan Weathers puts together a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 7th, and we're still tied at 1. And we're going to make a pitching change with another lefty in Zach Thompson, who in 12 innings doesn't have an ERA yet. Jazz Chisholm leads off. And it's hit towards Gorman, who has an easy play. 2-hit day for Jesus Sanchez, and Gorman will take care of him as well. Bottom of the 8th inning, and it's George Soriano. New pitcher for Miami. Wasn't having much luck against Ryan Weathers. Fastball's in there. And got him on the slider. Both teams with 7 hits in this game. Nolan Gorman hitless. They've pitched pretty well today, I feel. Gorman on top of that slider. One of the best pitches we've had all day. Lane Thomas lines one. That is caught. Just feels like there's 13 fielders out there sometimes. And we're going to the 9th. And it's Andre Palante, whose return to the bigs this year has been successful in the first month. Now the Marlins have 3 righties set to face us. Palante in there with the slider to Fortes. How does that curve go up that high? 3-1. Don't want to walk the leadoff man. And it's skied to Scott. And 1 down. Now Gorman, who's been busy recently. Nice play. And the leadoff man, Chester Montano, your defending rookie of the year. Where'd that miss? Still, ahead in the count is Palante. A little too far down with that attempt. 2-2. Just under the strike zone. Full count on Montano. And he takes a walk. Dominic Smith. Pretty good speed there at first base as well. Not quite getting him. And a drive to right field. Dominic Smith. Missed one earlier, but this time connects. And it's way gone. Andre Palante surrenders the 2-out homer in the 9th. That puts some pressure on us in the bottom half. Where'd that end up? Yeah, a little bit up from where I wanted it. Hunter Harvey now in the game. Trying to get his numbers on track as well. Got our eyes looking. But our offense has not been great today, and now we've got no choice but to try and get a couple. Facing Anthony Bender. Norris Sullivan leads off. It's going to have to be the bottom of the order. 0 for 3. And taking low. So Bender has a sinker slider. He will hit the upper 90s with his fastball. Sully, foul. And now bounces one right at Berger. And he's gone. Tommy has singled a couple times in this game. That's a good pitch to hit. Trying to get a base runner to get us a swing away. Wow, that got past McGuire. Edman down the first base line and out. Just chased a wild slider. And it's Ivan Herrera. I think we're looking to our bench. We got Mason Wynn. Wynn will enter the game, hitting .423. There is the upper 90 fastball. Fouled back. And chased. Strike 3. Another tough day for the Cardinal offense. We only manage a single run. Things are just a little incomplete right now. We got a few guys who are hitting well, a few guys really struggling. I didn't play great today at all. That was a lot of strikeouts. 10? I don't have a lot of 10 strikeout games. But Dominic Smith has the game-winning home run. Hard to expect to win when you only score 1. Really felt like we were going to break through late, but it just never happened once Perez exited the game. Miami splits the series with us, and we'll prepare for a couple road trips to Oakland and Denver. We'll play in Colorado here soon, but at 16-10, that is where we will end off today. A couple games back of the Cincinnati Reds. We have some things to work on with a lot of struggling players in the offense. Jordan Walker's gotten cold. Nolan Gorman only a .315 on base, .413 slugging. Way down from his usual standard. Lane Thomas is the tough one here because he was brought in to really solidify that corner outfield spot, and so far this has been a disappointing season. With it seeming like everybody was having a career season last year, I knew this year was going to be different. And maybe it's a year where a lot of guys just take a step back from last year, and the question is, how big will that step be? But the season is still young, can't draw too many conclusions from this start. But we got to get things back on track here soon. That will end our episode today with the St. Louis Cardinals. And again, let me know if there's someone you want to see me focus on in the next episode. Really enjoying putting these together, and I'll have more Cardinals coming your way here this week. Please leave a like if you want to help support the series. Subscribe to the channel with much more to come, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.